गुणातीतो अक्षरं ब्रह्म भगवान् पुरुषोत्तमः जनो जानन्निदं सत्यं मुच्यते भवबन्धनात्। श्री स्वामीनारायण भगवान की जय। अक्षर पुरुषोत्तम महाराज की जय। राधा कृष्ण देव की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज की जय। महंत स्वामी महाराज की जय। प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज शताब्दी महोत्सव की जय। With prostrations at the divine feet of Bhagavan Swaminarayan and my Guru Hari, Param Pujya Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Param Pujya Mahant Swami Maharaj, my heartiest namaskar. Good evening and Jai Swaminarayan, especially to the respected Shri Thakkar Sahib and all the family members of Jio. Nice to be with you today, and I'm asked to talk on work-life balance. I come from the BAP Swaminarayan Sanstha, which is one of the largest organizations in the world. We are among the top 10 NGOs with a permanent seat in the United Nations. And coming to the topic like work-life balance, I have personally visited more than 25,000 homes set with more than 25,000 families across 20 countries, more than 100 urban localities and 200 rural localities. Across caste, creed, color, religion, nationality, and talked in length about work-life balances with them. So sharing my personal experience with you of personally sitting and discussing with more than 25,000 families across the globe. Professionals ranging, family businesses ranging. The most important aspect that we understand the aspect of the state of affairs of the 21st century man and the state of affairs of the 21st century society. Somebody has rightly described it as these are the times where we have fancier houses but broken homes. These are the times of double incomes and more divorces. These are the times of high-rise buildings but low-rise characters. These are the times of broader highways but narrower viewpoints. These are the times where man has gone all the way to the moon and has come back, but he finds it difficult to cross the road and meet the new neighbor. These are the times of quite good profits in businesses, but shallow relationships. These are the times where we have broken the atom and we have produced tremendous amount of energy, but we find it extremely difficult to break a prejudice. The list is very long describing the state of affairs of the 21st century man and society. But in short, you can say that these are the times where we have much to show in the show window and nothing in the stock room. मतलब दिखाने के लिए हमारे पास बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, लेकिन मन में पवित्र विचार, शुभ भावनाएं वो कम होती जा रही हैं. We live in an age of guided missiles and misguided man. Because we have learned to swim like a fish in water, we have learned to fly like a bird in air. But perhaps many of us, we have not learned to walk like a human being upon this earth. And that is why crime of all types are increasing day by day. This is the said cutout of the whole story of the 21st century man and the 21st century society. When we're in the midst of this, in the midst of severe competitiveness, cutthroat competitive age, Everybody jostling in the space to carve himself out from personality to career. We actually forget to live a good, balanced, satisfied human life. This life is a 78-year game. Am I right or wrong? In this 78-year game, if you know how to play it well, you have won your life. And if you don't know how to play it well, you can probably be a loser. It's not that I've read a couple of books and standing in front of you. We as saints are deeply involved in the management, administration, infrastructure system of our institutes. How many of you have been to Akshardham at New Delhi or Gandhinagar, Ahmedabad? All of you. I come from the organization. We have 1,300 such campuses in 60 countries of the world. We have more than 100 hospitals, hostels, schools and colleges, and we as saints are directly involved in the administration, management, HR system of these institutes. So like you, we also work 8 hours a day. What I'm doing now is my extra job, my hobby. So we know what is work and life balance. We are 1,100 saints in the organization in the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha. More than 800 of them are graduates, postgraduates, chartered accountants, doctors and engineers. So we know what is work-life balance. So when I talk to corporates, I tell them of the 24 hours that you have in a day, it should be well distributed into 8 plus 8 plus 8 system. The first 8 hours of the day is your honest, ethical hard work in whichever profession you are. Second 8 hours of the day, you take a good sleep or rest. And the third 8 hours of the day are very important. If you know it well and live it well, you win. If you don't know it well, if you don't live it well, you lose. Third 8 hours of the day I preach 3F, 3H and 3S. 3F is your family, friends and faith. 3H is your health, hygiene and hobby. 3S is your soul, service and smile. Your third 8 hours of the day, of course into fragments, should be well distributed into these 9 departments. Family, friends, faith, health, hygiene, hobby, soul, service and smile. If you can well distribute it, it is a day well lived, thus a life well lived. A balanced life, a satisfied life well lived. How many of you always have a craving from within to live a well-balanced life? That you are satisfied at the end of your life, you can put your hand on your chest and tell yourself, yes, I lived my life. How many of you want to be satisfied at the end of the life that you can say, yes, I lived my life, putting your hand on your chest? All of you. 8 plus 8 plus 8 is the system. Geo 8 plus 8 plus 8. That is live. Geo means live. Live 8 plus 8 plus 8. First 8 hours of the day is your honest, ethical hard work. Remember first thing, there is no alternate to hard work when it comes to success. Success is always one step at a time. It is a ladder, it is never an escalator. And nature has designed the process of hard work for everybody. So intense hard work is not just human labor. It is not just human duty. It is human dignity. Because even in the animal kingdom and the birds kingdom, God has put the system of work. Am I right or wrong? There is a proverb that goes in the North African jungles that every morning when the sun rises, the slowest deer has to run minimum faster than the fastest lion to see the evening. And the slowest lion has to run minimum faster than the slowest deer to see the evening. And so the conclusion at the end of this story, rather reality is, whether you are the lion or the deer, when the sun rises, you have to run. Whether you are the executive chairman and MD of RIL, or whether you are a small employee of RIL, when the sun rises, you have to run. As simple as that. So we all do that. कठोर परिश्रम का कोई विकल्प नहीं. Everybody has to work hard. When Bill Gates wrote his autobiography, Business at the Speed of Light, how many of you have read it? 5, 7 of you. More should. Oh, Thakkar read it, that's great. Business at the Speed of Light. He says that my success, I devote it to the culmination of 3 things in life. First is determination. Second is intense hard work. And third is acceptance of the ideas of others. Our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj, who created this BAPS organization to this level. You have seen Akshardham in Delhi. Our 4 campuses of this scale or bigger than this are coming up at present. One is in Robbinsville, New Jersey, America. Second is in Abu Dhabi in the UAE. The third is in Johannesburg in South Africa. And the fourth is in Sydney, Australia. 4 Akshardhams are coming up. And everything will be completely over by 2024-25. He worked tremendously in his lifetime. If I give you a couple of lines of his statistics, it would be mind-boggling. He was the president of this organization for 65 years, and in between of that, 45 years as the spiritual head of this organization. He passed away just about 2.5 years back at the age of 95. He traveled to more than 18,000 villages in 60 countries of the world. When he was 70, 75, 78, 80, we have seen him traveling into deep rural villages, deep Adivasi hutments at 11 p.m. at 12 midnight. For upliftment of mankind in all walks of life, from de-addiction to teaching them all values of morality. People used to write letters for their personal, family or social, professional issues, and Pramukh Swami Maharaj used to read and answer it. He read and answered more than 7.5 lakh letters in his lifetime at an unbelievable average of reading and answering more than 70 letters a day without a Sunday for 45 years. If you go to your office tomorrow morning and open your official mailbox and you find 15 mails to answer before lunch, Pramukh Swami Maharaj answered 70 letters a day. It was not just blessings. Clear cut, he had to direct people to solutions to their problems. As I've come for a session to you, he had sessions of 2 hours every day in the evening for about 50 years without fail. He built 1,300 places, campuses all over the world. He built more than 100 hospitals, schools, hostels and colleges single-handedly and administered it successfully. He initiated more than 100 saints like us. Out of them, more than about 150, 200 are born American and British citizens. Our more than 50 saints have studied in Harvard, in Stanford, in Carnegie Mellon, in Kellogg, in Oxford. Many of our saints at the age of 25 and 28 have left aside jobs of $100,000, $200,000 to become saints in the organization. So attracting young talent into mainstream social service and mainstream spirituality. As the greatest historian upon this earth, Alvin Toffler, writes in his book, The Story of Civilization, that to imbibe moral and cultural values in the hearts and minds of people in this 20th century and the 21st century is as difficult as transporting water to the 10th story of a building without the use of an electrical or a mechanical device. Of course, not a geo device. That great work he did upon this, he de-addicted personally more than 4 million people in his lifetime. That is 40 lakh people. 100 million, 100 days is a target, was a target. 4 million people to be de-addicted by making them understanding the realities of life in a span of 40 years is a bigger project than 100 million customers in 100 days. And Pramukh Swami, because you are dealing with humans, you are dealing with their emotions. You basically transform their thought processes. Pramukh Swami Maharaj did it. He celebrated mega festivals and helped people during calamity. Intense hard work is the foundation of all success. But along with that intense hard work, your honesty, your ethical values, they play a pivotal role in your rise, in your growth, and all successes in your life. Remember one thing. To a certain level, you can grow by your academics, by your talents, by your experience, by your platforms, by your back support systems, by your support teams. But beyond a certain level to grow, you need values, you need virtues, you need ethics. Only if you are wedded to ethics, you grow beyond a certain level. Otherwise not. So it should be the core value of your work. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was once asked, which thought remains with you 24/7? And he said, a person who lived 70 years of public life. He said, the one thought that has never entered my mind, shall I tell you first? जो विचार मुझे जीवन में कभी नहीं आया. And he said, किसी का अहित हो ऐसा विचार मुझे जीवन में कभी नहीं आया. The thought of hurting anybody physically or mentally or emotionally has never entered my mind. This is called ethical working. इसको गिरा दो, इसकी कंप्लेन कर दो. आज पिछले एक हफ्ते से वो 3-4 बार एमडी की ऑफिस में चैम्बर में गया, कुछ लगता है. According to a Harvard study, 35 to 40% of the working time of the employees in an MNC goes in office politics. If you are ethically right, you will be shielded by values. And even if possessing the best of talents and work and experience, if you are not shielded by ethics, which you have to develop for yourself, then you will be vulnerable to all kinds of attacks. And if you are ethically right, you can stand in the midst of storms. That is the power of ethics. But don't play with ethics. Whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are, in whichever position you are not bigger than ethics. Am I right or wrong? Even if the name of your company is Satyam and you go for Asatya practices. Got it? Even if you are the king of the skies, you have to leave India without an Indian passport. The days are numbering when he'll be back in India. Already the UK Home Secretary has signed the extradition order. When he comes back and opens his mouth, many biggies will be in trouble. Even if you are the Sahara of thousands of families and you go for unethical practices, you can still lie Be-Sahara in Tihar for 4 years. Nobody is above norms. Nobody is above ethics. If you put a handkerchief out of your pocket and before you start the ball, and you decide that I will give 20 runs in this over, the second spell of mine, the first over, second spell, in a T20 International, it's not going to remain hidden. The scandal was exposed. It is called spot fixing. The guy used to get 15 lakh rupees per delivery. 6 balls, 2.5 minutes, 90 lakhs. What are your pay packages here? 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes. 6 deliveries. 90 lakh rupees. And if at all he had to bowl the 7th or the 8th because the batsman would not score 20 in 6 deliveries, 50 lakhs extra. 1 crore rupees, 2.5 minutes. But then it was caught. And BCCI handed him over a lifetime ban. Gentlemen, you are not supposed to catch a ball of cricket on the ground ever. So unethical practices, in the initial days, you like it, you love it because it is easy money. But then you can become zero from hero within seconds. And if you have worked ethically, if you remain wedded to values and ethics at your workplace, that creates a perfect work-life balance at stage one. Then at any time in your career after that, you can hold your head high, put your eye into anybody's eye with full dignity. And that is how you work. So work honestly, work ethically, and you will enjoy your work. If you work fully ethically, your work and your relaxation will be same. And many times when I talk to corporates and I take their seminars, I say, when your work, entertainment, and when your hobby, all three become the same, you will never be stressed out. All your activity will be distressing to you. But provided you work ethically. This is the biggest norm to be taught to the professionals today. I sometimes tell a story. For example, you become an electrical engineer, you start your job as a junior engineer with the Maharashtra Electricity Board, and then you become a senior engineer, executive engineer, then perhaps a chief engineer, then you become a board member. In your 30 to 35 years of career, you progress to the level of being a board member. One fine Sunday morning when you're reading your newspaper and having a cup of coffee beside you, looking at the electric plug, you can't tell the electric plug, see, your distribution electricity is my job and I have distributed you all the years and your distribution lies in my hands. So this is the chairman's finger I'm putting inside the plug, so take care of it. What if the Maharashtra Electricity Board chairman puts his finger inside the plug? The chairman of the electricity board does not have the right to put his finger inside the plug. Yes or no? Because electricity doesn't know your post, position and power. Ethics is like electricity. It doesn't know your post, position and power. गिरा देगी, वो चिपका देगी, ये गिरा देगी. Electricity चिपका देगी, ये गिरा देगी. So honest, ethical, hard work. At Delhi Akshardham, we have many incidents that people change their lives for the better. 2006, 2005, we had the inauguration. Till date, we have 17,000 footfalls. That is per day. People change their lives for the better. We have a general visitors book where people can write opinions or suggestions or criticism, anything. Our volunteers would check. We have 800 full-time staff at Akshardham. So I was going through the pages and somebody has written कि मैं एक हरियाणा के छोटे से गांव में से आता हूं, मैं काम ये करता हूं कि मैं घर घर जाके दूध बांटता हूं. गांव में तो हम साइकिल में 2 दूध के कैन लेके घर घर जाके दूध बांटता हूं. मेरे जैसे 2-3 दूध वाले हैं, 70-80 घर है, दो दफ़ा दूध बांटते हैं, सुबह और शाम. मेरे जीवन में सिर्फ मैं 2 दफ़ा दिल्ली आया हूं. एक बार जब कोई बड़े घर में शादी थी तो हम बारात में आए थे, और दूसरी दफ़ा कोई अभी लोगों ने बोला कि चलो अक्षरधाम देखने के लिए चलते हैं, इसलिए मैं अक्षरधाम आया. यहाँ आया, प्रदर्शनी देखी, बहुत प्रेरणा मिली. तो आज से मैं प्रतिज्ञा लेता हूं कि मैं अपने दूध में पानी नहीं डालूंगा. When Neil Armstrong put his first foot on moon, New York Times put the headlines on the front page: a small step by a man, but a giant leap for mankind. Because ethical values are adored everywhere. How otherwise a milkman in a remote rural area of Haryana get his talk here in the Geo conference room, in the Geo seminar? Ethics has power. But I want to say, if a milkman, illiterate person, can be inspired to live an ethical life, you and me can. Yes or no? So honest, ethical, hard work is the first aspect of a work-life balance. Because if you lose out on that, on ethical values, you will lose your job, you will lose your family, you will lose your career, you will lose everything in life. So as we don't play with electricity, don't play with ethics. Very clear. Second important aspect of a work-life balance is that I would suggest a 30-second video that can be downloaded from the YouTube. Brian Dyson, the ex-world CEO of Coca-Cola, after his retirement, he addressed a convocation day of management students that were passing out from a B school in US. In that 30 seconds, he made a wonderful speech. I would like to explain it to you. Very apt for the work-life balance. He said that my 35 years of corporate experience from the highest level, I would say, that in life, actually, you are juggling with 5 balls. You've all seen jokers in circus juggling with more than 2, 3, 5 balls, and they would not allow any ball to fall on the ground. He said, in life, you are juggling with 5 balls. The first ball is the ball of work. Second ball is the ball of family. Third ball is the ball of health. Fourth is the ball of spirit. And fifth is the ball of friends. After many years of juggling, he said, you will find that the first ball, that is the ball of work, is made up of rubber, and the rest 4 balls are made up of glass. The first ball is the ball of rubber. Because once it falls on the ground, because it is made up of rubber, it will bounce back. You will get a next work opportunity. As Richard Branson, the CEO of Virgin, he says that work opportunity is like a bus stand. A bus comes every 3 minutes. But the rest 4 balls are made up of glass. The ball of family, friend, health, and spirit. If you lose it, it falls on the floor, it will break. If not break, crack. If not crack, it will reshape. But it will not be the same again. Yes or no? So a very good concluding line for work-life balance. It is a takeaway for you. Get to work on time. Work very effectively during your working hours. And get back to your family and your health on time. Again, I repeat. This is a takeaway for you. Get to work on time. Work very effectively during your working hours. And get back to your family and health on time. This is called a work-life balance. You can't drink the whole sea of your profession at one time, can you? You cannot. I would suggest a book for all you professionals today sitting here. The book is written by an Australian nurse. She used to take care of critically ill patients. Her name, Bronnie Ware. She has written the book, The 5 Regrets of the Dying. She was a nurse taking care of the critically ill patients. Secretly, she used to ask these patients to fill up this form because these patients knew that they would die in a few weeks. They knew it. Their relatives knew it. Family members knew it. The paramedical staff taking care knew it. Doctor knew it. So she would secretly ask these patients when they were alone, away from their family members in the room, what actually at this stage in your life you cherish and what you regret. The regret column was well filled up all the times. And the respondents were arranged from an ordinary carpenter to a high-profile professional to a family business owner, everybody. From this lady, she dragged out 5 common regrets of the dying. And she started a blog, which became very famous. She was asked to write a book. She wrote a book, which made her a millionaire. The title of the book is The 5 Regrets of the Dying. You know the first regret of the dying? From an ordinary carpenter to a high-profile professional to a family business owner. The first regret of the dying was, why on earth did I work so much? The second regret of the dying, I should have spent more time with my near and dear ones whom I loved, who loved me. The second regret of the dying. So now after hearing this, don't take your spouse and your children for granted. Okay. The third regret of the dying was, I should have lived a life of my choice and not the life what people expected of me. The other 2, I leave it to you. Homework. You have fast network here. So you can go on net, you can surf and you can get what the other two regrets were. That are also very interesting. So maintain a proper work-life balance. You are not here to change anything in your profession or take all the load of your profession. Another good aspect of work-life balance when it comes to information and technology. There is no need to have all the information of all the things happening upon this earth. I think you have misunderstood me. For a company, it is a need because it is their business. I'm talking of you individuals. Your company needs all the information that is happening upon this earth because they are into it as a business. But you as an individual, in short, talking to you very practically, you must only know that Trump is the president of US and he won while against the Democrat candidate, presidential candidate, Hillary Clinton. What happened between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in Philadelphia, what happened in Florida, what happened in Los Angeles is not your job sitting here in Mumbai. Because what is sugar to a diabetic patient is loads of information to human mind. What is sugar to a diabetic patient is loads of information to human mind. You want to know everything that is happening in the woods, in the IPL and in Delhi. These three are the principal topics. First is woods. You know what is woods? Bollywood, Hollywood, Tollywood, Collywood, Hollywood. You want to know their stories. You open page 3. This destroys your work-life balance. You spend a lot of time into it. I tell you in one line what is happening on page 3 from the day it started to the day it will continue. In one line. So you don't need to spend too much time on it. Rather no time on it. All the page 3 stories have one thing in common and the only one thing in common. Every morning 2 people come together and every evening 2 people who had come together yesterday they part. This is page 3. Give me a story apart from this. Every morning 2 people come together. And every evening 2 people who had come together yesterday part. This is page 3. Restrict your loads of information on your mind. This is not unlimited GB, okay? Here also the GB is fixed. एक बार भर जाएगी ना ये सब information से, then you will lose creativity. You will lose spontaneity. You will lose the energy of expression. And when you lose this, you are a living dead. To maintain your creativity, to maintain your expression of ideas, to maintain the generation of constant energy for creating, for doing new, restrict yourself to your field and go deep into it. Do we ever expect Virat Kohli to play football and show his caliber there? He's showing his caliber at one place and that is how he is. So take care of your desk. Don't peep into. Be a Virat Kohli. Go deep into your field, okay? And you are not expected even by the company to do your adjoining desk's job. This is how you maintain a work-life balance. And when you come back to your family on time, according to a Harvard study, 8 years of survey, in more than 110 countries, across 5 continents, across caste, creed, color, religion, nationality, in more than 100,000 homes across the span of the whole world, the principal question of survey was, what according to you is the greatest joy upon this earth? More than 67% of the respondents, they said, spending quality and quantity time with your near and dear ones, whom you love and who love you, is the greatest joy upon this earth. The greatest joy upon this earth is the joy of enjoying relationships. They say, 67% plus respondents, that it is bigger than the joy of satisfaction of completing your projects at your workplace, even after a long, successful career. They described that this was joy number 2. Joy number first is relationships, and joy number 2 is success at work. It is joy number 2, not joy number 1. We want both the joys of life. At workplace, achievements, and in relationships. So if you decide you can have a well-balanced life, if you go back home after 9:30 p.m., 4 of the 4 working days, or like of the total working days that you have 24 or 25, whatever, 4 working days you are allowed after 9:30, another 4 you are allowed after 8:30. Rest of the days, if you go back to your family after 7:30 or 8, let me tell you, you are a very poor manager of time and work. And when you get back to your family, it is absolutely family time. Warren Buffett, the richest person upon this earth, $100 billion of investments. 63 companies under Berkshire Hathaway, which is the flagship company. More than 20 of them are Fortune 500. When the couple completed their 50 years of marriage, the 50 parties were arranged by the 63 CEOs on all surprise parties all over the world. And the concluding party was in London, well attended by more than 30 heads of states of Europe and American countries. A well dignified crowd. 30 heads of states sitting in the audience. Warren Buffett and his wife were sitting on the stage, and everybody were just given 1 minute to share their experiences with the couple or their foundation or working with them. It was a nice session for about 1.5 hours. Then somebody very intelligent, a Geo employee, was sitting in the audience. So he raised his hand and says, "Sir, can I ask you a very simple question?" And the couple goes, "Yes, feel free." And he said, "Sir, what is the secret of your happy married life of 50 years? See, there was an adjective before the married life, happy married life. Happy married life of 50 years. And the microphone was in front of Warren Buffett. Before he could start answering, his wife, she pulled over the microphone and said, "I want to answer this question." There's not a single change of wrinkle on Warren Buffett's face after this action, so 50% of the answer audience got from this. Got it? Now, coming on a serious note. His wife, she said, that in our 50 years of married life, there has not been a single day where we, as family, we have not sat together for dinner. And that is at 8. Clap only if you can manage 4 days in a week. Huh? Don't clap. So now who are clapping are managing 4 days at least in a week. Then she said, there has not been a single day that me and my husband, we have not gone out on an evening walk for at least half an hour after our dinner. Absolute couple time. Third thing she said, there has not been a single day where me and my husband, we have not sat together to tuition our children. Then we tuitioned our grandchildren. And today, at the age of 73, 74, we are tuitioning our great-grandchildren. The interviewer was surprised. Why? She said that we want to spend quality and quantity time with our next generation so that we can pass on our family values, our family culture to the next generation. Warren Buffett could find time after $100 billion of investment and being the executive chairman of 63 companies to tuition their children. And you are sending your children to tuition, sirs. That means you are more busy than Warren Buffett, isn't it? I'll be happy to accept that you are more busy than Warren Buffett, but let me also be happy in accepting that you are earning more than Warren Buffett then, instead. Such families have given a thought to this, that this is life. Kumar Mangalam Birla, the chairman of the Aditya Birla Group, it is a 5 lakh crore conglomerate from salt to software. Him and his wife were interviewed by the Times of India. I still have the cutting with me. That how, one of the questions was, that how are you managing your time? You are living in the town, you have 5 invitations for a day, and you have your work time, your office time, your meeting time, your travel time. How are you managing your time? Kumar Mangalam Birla's wife, she said that there is a custom in the Birla house that at 8 p.m. everybody has to deposit their mobile with the mother, including Kumar Mangalam Birla. And the interviewer was surprised. Sir, then what do you do after 8 p.m.? When you deposited your mobile with your mother, what do you do? As if life does not exist without a mobile. And that is what has happened with us also, is this generation. So I call this generation as the touchscreen generation. This is called the touchscreen generation. Why? Because every third minute, if consciously or unconsciously, we have a habit to touch our mobile sets, isn't it? Even if in a pocket, you just look at the screen. Is there something? Is there something? Are you a celebrity? Every third minute, consciously or subconsciously, if your hand doesn't touch your handset, you get discharged. You get discharged. We are so much addicted to this. These devices are made to serve us. The reverse has happened. We have become the servants of these devices. Every morning, just introspect. When you get up, before you come out of the bed, what do? You open your social media, WhatsApp, and the rain flows in, and you are happy. 80 chats, 130 messages. 90% of them are good morning flowers. And out of that, you select one good flower of good morning and you push in your group. And if you are a good judge, you will be able to know that after 72 hours, it will come back to you. From Mumbai, it will travel to Chandigarh and then Moscow and London and New York and Nairobi and back to Mumbai after 3 days. And if at all somebody is free in the noontime, he will crop chop something and then he'll send you. It happens. It is a total waste of time. I suggest to all the professionals, open your WhatsApp only 3 times a day for 10 minutes at an interval of 5 to 6 hours. Only then you will not become a slave of it. Otherwise, you will become a slave of it. And you are keeping your mobiles on till 11:30 and 12 and 12:30 and by the time you go to bed 12:30 or 1 a.m., you just again check, is there something, is there something? Are you expecting a call from the PMO? Forget Jio. Are you expecting a call from the PMO? शायद अगर प्रधानमंत्री जी नरेंद्र मोदी को मेरी कुछ जरूरत पड़ी, मुझे 2G, 3G, 4G, कोल स्कैम, स्पेक्ट्रम के बारे में बहुत मैंने पढ़ा है, बहुत खबर है, तो शायद कोई जेपीसी ज्वाइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी पे मुझे रखना है और पीएमओ में से फोन आया, नरेंद्र जी को मुझसे बात करनी है, और अगर मैं रात को 11:15 फोन नहीं उठा पाए तो देश की बड़ी असेवा हो जाएगी। ये आप समझते हो? आपके जैसे उनके पास 125 करोड़ है, तू सो जा। आपके जैसे पीएमओ के पास, नरेंद्र जी के पास 125 करोड़ है, तू शांति से सो जा। तुझे कभी पीएमओ में से फोन आने वाला? मेंटेन योर वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस, otherwise you will regret at the end of your life that certain aspects of life you did not enjoy. This is your family time. Warren Buffett says from 9 to 6, I am a businessman. From 6 to 9, I am a family man. And from 9 to 10:30, I am a spiritual entity. He says, his mantra of life, that we feel that we are human beings on a short spiritual journey. No, it is mistaken. We are actually spiritual beings on a very short human journey. Very short human journey. I give you one calculation that it will blow your head. You know, 1/3 of the day you sleep, 8 hours of the day you sleep, yes or no? कोई बोलेंगे नहीं मैं 6 घंटा सोता हूँ, मैं 5 घंटा सोता हूँ, लेकिन average will come to 8 at the end of your life. Because when you were a small baby, you were sleeping 10-12 hours. When you will be an old man, you will sleep 10-12 hours, isn't it? Average will come to 8 hours. 8 hours of your sleep means of the 24 hours that you have in a day, 8 hours you sleep, that is 1/3 of the day you are sleeping, isn't it? that is directly proportional 1/3 of the life you will see. Yes or no? So of the 70 years that you live upon this earth, 23 years of your life are going to be in sleep. You don't know whether you exist or not. 23 years of your life are going to be in bed, in sleep. You don't know whether you exist or not. Just 90 seconds of brush and you spend 40 days of your life brushing your teeth. Now I'm not giving you the calculation of the amount of time that you spend in front of the mirror. Because when you are in front of the mirror, you are... Now nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. जो बन गया है ना उसमें कोई चेंज नहीं होने वाला है. लेकिन every person upon this earth of 7 crore population, when he stands in front of the mirror, he or she or whoever, सबको एक अफसोस होता है अगर 15% यहाँ ठीक हो जाता ना तो मैं कोई वुड में चल जाता. लेकिन वो 15% बाकी रखा है. थिएटर्स कैसे भरेंगे अगर सब स्क्रीन पे चढ़ गए तो? Every person standing in front of the mirror says, if at all I get a chance in Bollywood, I can make it. Jio is better for you. Be here. Deriving an important principle of work life from this, acceptance of everything in your life. Acceptance is life. Why this happened with me? This shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened. Now it has happened. Now tell me what you want to do. Done is done. It cannot be undone, even if you go to London. Acceptance, adjustment, and compromise is life. For a perfect work-life balance. Adjustment, acceptance, and compromise. Life is these three principles. Nothing happens according to your wish all the times. Does it happen? Especially in your marital life. What happens, what I do, everything happens according to my wish. Happens? Are you very clear about it? Life is adjustments, acceptance, and compromise. You know, there was a couple who completed 50 years of their married life and they were interviewed and somebody asked the question, oh, what is the secret of your happy married life? And the gentleman said, well, it is very simple to have a happy married life. All the important decisions I take. And my wife has to simply say yes and follow. And all the less important decisions my wife takes. And I said, okay, great. See, you all are surprised, isn't it? This is not the way you carry on the show for 50 years. Isn't it? But somebody was again intelligent. He raised his hand and he said, sir, if you don't mind, can you tell the more important decisions that you take and your wife follows and the less important decisions your wife takes and you follow? He said, yes, less important decisions which my wife takes and I have simply to say yes is which house to purchase, which car to purchase, where the children to be sent to schools, what picnic to be that the family has to go, what tour to do, what clothes to be worn by whom, what type of relations, what kind of relations, what level of relations to be kept with relatives and friends, interiors, doctor, family doctor. So house, car, work, entertainment, everything, wife decides. And I say yes. Less important decisions of life. Again, surprise, né? Now what important decisions are left for the gentleman to take? And the surprise guy can ask, sorry, if you don't mind, can you tell the more important decisions that you take and your wife follows? Hey, very simple. The more important decisions which I take and my wife has to simply follow is whether Afghanistan should be attacked by America or not. And I tell, no, it was a wrong move by America. Then my wife says, okay, you are right. This is your cup of coffee. Whether America should enter Iraq, I say no. My wife says, you are right. They should not. So the more important decisions which have a global effect, I take. And the less important decisions which have a four-wall inside effect, my wife takes. And I go, yes. आप में से कहीं ये principle पे जीते होंगे. This is a small joke apart. What I mean to say, life is compromise, is adjustment, is acceptance. And always tell yourself when you wake up in the morning, today is the day when I will gracefully accept the happenings of my life. Whether good or bad, whether you like it or don't like it. The first important aspect of stabilizing yourself during a fall, a failure, or a setback is acceptance. Accept what has happened in your life. When you accept it, that acceptance becomes a buffer. It does not allow the impact of that happening on your life. That stability will ultimately guide you to get into better decisions, work mode, and behavioral patterns to come out of the problem. Acceptance is important. Then life is an adjustment. You learn from water. You put water in a glass, it takes the shape of a glass. In a bucket, it takes the shape of a bucket. Life is adjustment with near and dear ones. Life is adjustment at your workplace. Adjust, try to adjust, and that will produce a big synergy. I think I will give you a very good book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. How many of you have read it? Quite many of you. He interviewed more than 3,000 successful people upon this earth. Successful not just as businessmen, but successful in all walks of life. As a husband, as a wife, as a brother, as a sister, as a relative, as a neighbor, as a friend. In all roles, successful. He found the 7 habits common. And the 6th habit, which I like very much, and I elaborated much on it during my seminars when I talked to corporates, is synergy. This is the word coined by Stephen Covey himself. We know energy. He prefixed S with it, and that is called synergy. Synergy is that when 2 or more than 2 people, they come together and decide to work together, they might have differences of opinions. Still they come on a CMP, that is Common Minimum Program. They decide to work together, go for the project, do the work together, produce a result, enjoy the fruits of it, and that enjoyment and happiness of success gives them energy to go for another project together. That energy derived from happiness of success together is called synergy. Synergy is, you will get synergy. 1 ounce of synergy is more than 100 ounces of energy. Because it is a energy derived from joy. And what is that joy? The joy of success at workplace, working together. That synergy comes from adjustments, acceptance, and compromises. This is a way of life. And 90% of your life is adjustments, acceptance, and compromises. Present your opinion well. But when it is well discussed, everybody's opinions well discussed, coming to a common minimum program, then give yourself to the CMP. In your family, family events, or at your workplace. Then you will enjoy. When it comes to relationships, enjoying work-life balance, you might be having 500, 1,000, 2,000 names and mobile numbers in your handset. But when you will be in ICU at a hospital, only 3 people will be around you, your wife and 2 children. No FB friend at ICU in hospital. No. So I suggest, and I teach in my seminars, out of the 1,000 or 1,500 mobile numbers that you have in your handset, sit down quietly on a good Sunday and list 25 people. These 25 people are my life. Family members, good friends, colleagues, whatever. At any cost, I don't want to lose these 25 people in my life. For these 25 people, I will never think pluses and minuses because I have decided to keep them in my life. I have decided that these 25 people are joy to me when it comes to my existence. So that 25 people becomes the joy of your life. It comes to relationship. This is very much important that you pull down to this figure. Otherwise, a vast pull is all scattered and you don't enjoy relationships. And the third and the last aspect of work-life balance is your absolute faith in the existence and the all-doership of God. It's not that because I'm saying that I'm talking of faith in God. Someday if we talk again, I will prove you the existence and the doership of God scientifically and logically. I will accept any kind of questions from you. We have done it in the IITs, in the IIMs, and many places. Because more than 50,000 research papers, survey papers, and experiment papers have been presented in national, international seminars by men of science, not men of religion or philosophy, proving the doership of God. I tell you just one thing. You all working people have experience in life that sometimes you planned a project well, you are executing it well, you have got the best of resources, still you don't get the outcome, the success of your desire and expectation. Yes or no? Yes. Sometimes a little less than that, or sometimes a failure as well. And the reverse also you all have experienced. Sometimes because of time constraints or resources constraints, whatever, you have planned less or you have executed a bit less below your degree or caliber, and lesser resources, lesser inputs, and still you got success beyond your imagination. Yes or no? Yes. What does this mean? Have you given a deep thought to it? This means that if there are 10 factors affecting the outcome in terms of success of the project, there are other 10 factors which affect negatively the outcome of the project in terms of failure. That means what Lord Krishna has said in Srimad Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna is right. He tells Arjuna, Arjun, carry out all your duties faithfully, putting all your resources that you have. Results, I will decide. Very clear. And we all have experiences. Sometimes with less of resources, we have succeeded less. And sometimes with lesser of it, you have succeeded more. That means somebody else is deciding the final outcome. That doesn't mean that we don't put in our 100% effort. Again, I repeat. Human endeavor is to put your 100% effort in your project with all the resources that you have. But at the end of the day, not to experience stress, you have to have this understanding, yes, during the whole day, I put my all resources for the final good, successful outcome of the project that I was doing. But at the end of the day, whatever the results, outcome, I accept it gracefully. You will never experience stress, a perfect work-life balance. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was in Vallabh Vidyanagar, and Natubhai Patel, Alicol Engineering Company General Manager, said, he asked Pramukh Swami, that I've been meeting you since 20 years. I've never seen a single wrinkle of tension, of depression, of stress, of tiredness ever on your face. I've seen you in the morning course, I've seen you in the day's happenings, meetings and everything. Pramukh Swami Maharaj used to sit for 2.5 hours of administrative meetings every day till the age of 92. Pramukh Swami said this, that in the morning we pray to God and accept the work that we have to do, and we do it during the whole day, putting all the resources that we have. In the evening, we give it back to God, that I tried my best, now whatever results you want to give it, I will accept it. No tension, no depression, no stress. Stress comes from anyhow, at any cost, I want this result. See, I'm not against deciding goals. At your workplace, goals should be definite and time-bound projects must happen. Only then you progress in life. But at the same time, this understanding, the balance of this understanding that I put my all resources for the success, for meeting deadlines, for time-bound projects, but at the same time, I will accept the final result. You wanted 100 million customers in 100 days. The goal, you have to set this goal. Only then everybody works according to that. But okay, the final outcome was 170 days. Accept and go further. Simple. What I mean to say is acceptance of this as well. This gives you, that is your faith in God. And faith in God has power. Faith in God has tremendous power. Because times will come in your life where none of your resources will work for the outcome of or for bringing you out of the problem. You will have 500, 100,000 numbers in you. My time is exactly over. I just take 2 minutes more. You have 100 numbers, you have 200 numbers, nothing will work. Whom to call? There will be a problem. At that time, your faith will work. That God has designed me. I'm working faithfully. I'm living faithfully and honestly. Things should work my way in some or the other way. That faith will help. I have read more than 500 biographies and autobiographies in my life. From Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Patel to Abraham Lincoln, Winston Churchill, Adolf Hitler, Sachin Tendulkar, everybody. The one common element that I found in them, they all had setbacks, failures in their lives. They all experienced it. They all faced it. But during those times when there were negativities in their life, they stood up again because of this one factor, that was the factor of faith. Yes, I accept what has happened to me. Now from tomorrow I'll get back on my knees to my resources. With prayers, I will move. And they moved ahead. Gandhiji used to say that in the midst of all the hectic activities that I do, the one element that keeps me stable and peaceful is my regular prayers to God. So now even the top management gurus, top social relationship gurus, top health gurus of the world that teach you connection with your Creator through prayers or chanting the holy name every day. Stephen Covey teaches in his 7th Habit. Og Mandino teaches us in his book, The Greatest Salesman of the World. Ken Blanchard teaches in his book. Jim Collins teaches in his book. Connect with your Creator through prayers every day, or meditation, or chanting the holy name. Recently, the University of Columbia, they carried out an experiment, absolutely scientific experiment. By psychoneuro softwares, they had mind mapping and MRIs of more than 4,000 people, chanting the holy name for 12 minutes for 8 weeks. Again the psychoneuro software version 2.0. Their mind mapping and MRI is done. And they came to a conclusion that by chanting the holy name of God for 12 minutes every day, the MRI and the mind mapping, that is the secretion of the hormones during your moods or during your thought processes, they charted it out and they came to a conclusion. You can read it on the website of University of Columbia, University of Philadelphia as well, that chanting the holy name of God gives you 15 to 23% increase in your memory power, gives you around 15% increase in your confidence and willpower, gives around 15 to 17% increase in your buffer capacity, that is the capacity to absorb shocks of life, another 15 to 17%, 20% increase in the strength of your immune system. So by chanting the holy name of God, you have increase in your memory power, in your willpower, in your confidence, in your buffer capacity, in your strength of immune system. मुफ्त का धंधा बिना इन्वेस्टमेंट का करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए? जो करते हैं उनको धन्यवाद, जो नहीं करते वो शुरू करना. कल से ये एक्सपेरिमेंटली प्रूव्ड है. आज such 500 experiment copies with me, scientifically proved that this helps. It helps a lot. Every aspect of spirituality helps a lot. Who got the Nobel Prize for medicine this time? Dr. Honjo and Dr. Allison. What did they prove? That human body is capable of protecting itself from cancer. The T cells in the WBC, the white blood cells, each T cell has the power to kill 1,000 cancerous cells. But we, with our wrong food habits, sleeping habits, waking up, other habits, we have suppressed the power of these T cells. And you know how this power comes back to you. Now the new therapy in cancer, we used to have radiotherapy, we used to chemotherapy, and then we have the surgery. Now the new is immunotherapy. Where you make strong your immune system. That is the T cell's power. Each T cell has the power to kill 1,000 cells, cancerous cells. And you know, they said by experiments, Dr. Honjo and Dr. Allison, the 2018 Nobel Prize for Medicine, they said that if you do a waterless fast twice a month, that is every 15 days, your T cells will come back to your original power. That is what we call Ekadashi, Nirjal Upas. Every aspect of spirituality has a physical, mental, and emotional impact on you. And then he diluted the final result. He said if you can't go waterless for 24 hours, at least 20 days in a week, you can go on Google and search what I'm talking. At least 20 days in a year. 20 days in a year, if you can go for 10 hours waterless. Not while you are sleeping, okay, at night. When you are awake, when the sun is on top of you, and you are in the midst of some activity, those 10 hours, if you go waterless, at least 20 days in a year, both these doctors have proved that the immunotherapy will work. Your immune system will be so strong, your T cells will come back to its original power, and there are least and least chances of your body getting affected by cancer. Every aspect of spirituality is right. So keep faith in scriptures, keep faith in the sayings of great saints, keep faith in culture, tradition, values, ethics, that is work-life balance. So in short, honest, ethical hard work. Second is get back to your family and health on time. And third is your absolute faith in values, virtues, ethics, and God, and the existence and the doership of God. That is a good work-life balance. And when it comes to that, we can definitely live a wonderful life. So all my prayers for all of you. Thank you for calling me here, and thank you for patiently hearing me. And I short my time for about 7 minutes, about 1 hour. I apologize for that. And I wish all you, Geo family, a wonderful career here at this place under the able guidance of such leaders. And I wish that when everything is Geo, you have Geo, and I saw the Geo merchant as well in the experience room. So perhaps days are not far enough when you will have Geo air, where you will breathe fresh air because of Geo filters. I was talking to Thakkar Sahib that the only one thing remaining. I was talking to Thakkar sir that only one thing remaining in your portfolio. So I told him in the midst of all friends that I am giving you a project. He gives you project, I have given him a project now. Just casually sharing as a friend, as a well-wisher, more than that. That someday you would put Geo filters all over the surface of the earth and people will breathe fresh, good oxygen air in the midst of all this pollution is because of Geo filters. I don't know if that could happen in the near future. But all my best that you carry humanity to these standards and you carry the society and the human beings to this level of existence. All my prayers for all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swamiji. We do have a Q&A session and we would really like you to answer some of our questions.
Very quickly.
So, very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly, okay.
So, we circulated this and we got about 43 questions, but we have shortlisted 5 of them.
Okay, I was just about to say 4.3. So that is 5.
First question, and I'm not naming the name of the employee, neither the code nor the contact number, but the employee is obviously in the room and you will appreciate this is one of your questions. How to control negative thoughts coming into the mind and living fearlessly a stress-free life?
I will talk absolute practical, not theoretical. When you wake up in the morning, decide 5 sentences, positive sentences in your life. Today night, before you go to sleep, you decide, write it down. For example, 1 sentence. Today, I will work ethically right. 2, today I'm going to do 1 small new thing at my workplace. 3, today I'm going to help somebody selflessly. Such 5 thoughts that are close to your hearts. Write it down in 1 sentence. Repeat those 5 sentences 25 times before you get out of the bed, and negativity will not come near to you. I challenge and guarantee.
Thank you, Swamiji.
And you will live a stress-free life. Tell yourself in the morning, I can do it. I will do it. Because if somebody upon this earth can do it, I can do it. I will do it. I must do it. Tell yourself 25 times and you will be rejuvenated, basically into power. Soul, God has put tremendous amount of energy in our soul. You need to revive it. Next.
Thank you, Swamiji. In this uncertain world, how do you develop the art of tolerance to ambiguity?
In this
uncertain world, how do you develop the art of tolerance to ambiguity?
Okay. For developing tolerance, first you have to understand human nature. And the nature of especially the people in and around you with whom you have to deal regularly in and out. In that, first is acceptance that no human being is perfect. My spouse is not perfect, my child is not perfect, my working colleague is not perfect, nobody is perfect. It is a group of people with small fraction of perfections and a small fraction of imperfections coming together, working together and producing a result. It is not that we count upon the positives of everybody around us. How we deal well with the negatives of people around us, that is our tolerance. So for that, acceptance of the weaknesses of people around you. Accept them gracefully. Accept them whole. I tell, life is a package deal. You get packages. Life is a package deal. And in any package, any employee of this world, only 70% is liked by him, 30% he doesn't like. 30% of the package he doesn't like. Only 70% he likes. But to get that 70%, he has to accept the 30%. As simple as that. That is called acceptance and tolerance. So, in one line it is, accept the weaknesses or negatives of the people whom you are related to, whom you are working with. Acceptance will give you a level of tolerance.
Thank you, Swamiji. The next question has Sanskrit words, and I hope I pronounce it right. What is the difference between Deha Bhav and Atma Bhav? What is the difference between Atma and Paramatma? And what is the difference between Dvaita and Advaita?
Somebody deep into spirituality has asked this. And I appreciate first I must give them a big hand. The answer requires minimum 1 hour, but I will take just one minute. The first difference, basic difference between Deha Bhav and Atma Bhav. Now it is, the scriptures used to say, and now even the science says that the human body and the soul are two different things. Because you are sitting here, after 1 minute if you die, the body, the clothes, your eyes, hands, legs, all they remain the same. And something has gone out of you, which cannot be measured, which cannot be weighed. And that is your soul. So the first thing, two are different. To know that two are different is the start of the Atma Bhav. Deha Bhav is your attraction towards materialistic pleasures of your life. Atma Bhav is to know their right concepts, put them right in place in your life, and don't get tempted or attracted towards materialistic pleasures of life. I don't say that you don't have, and you must not have. Have the best house, have the best car, because it is your work, it is a human dignity. If you are like fond of good clothes, if you have 50 pairs of clothes, 100 clothes of fine, okay. I'm not against it. To have materialistic possessions or to enjoy materialistic pleasures, I'm not against it. If you enjoy a good trip abroad every year, fine. Go with your family, enjoy with your friends. What I mean to say is don't get infatuated, don't get tempted, and don't get attracted towards it. That is the line of discipline. If you maintain, then you are into the Atma Bhav section from the Deha Bhav. If you cannot maintain that line of discipline, you're in the Deha Bhav. Second is the difference between Atma and Paramatma. That is, we are the souls. We are called the Atma. And Paramatma is God. There is a big difference between the two. We are in millions and in billions. He is only one. In short, this is a big deal. This is a major difference. But then the other differences do come. He controls all the billions of us. And none of us at all, in any stage of life or thereafter, can be equivalent to him. Can be equivalent to him. He is the only one from time eternal to time eternal thereafter. So he is the only one. And the third question is between Dvait and Advait. That is, we feel these are the two schools of philosophy. Dvait, Advait, Visishtadvait, Dvaitadvait. These are all the schools of philosophy. And the basic one-line difference is that Dvait means they say that Atma and Paramatma are two different entities, and Advait says that the Atma and Paramatma are not two separate. When this body is left over by the Atma, that is when the Atma leaves this body, it aligns itself with the Paramatma. It gets lost in the Paramatma. That is Advait. No two. Advait means no two, only one. And Dvait is, even after the soul leaves this body, it still has an independent existence. That is Dvait philosophy. The two different schools of philosophy.
Thank you, Swamiji. The next question is, how should a disciple continue his steadfastness and worship the Almighty when the Guru fails him?
When the
Guru fails him. This is in light of many gurus who have fellowships but fail to maintain the sacred platform they were placed on and now are spending their lives behind bars.
Yes, definitely. As I said, first thing, in any profession of your life or at any stage in your life, if you miss out on ethics, whether you are a householder or you are a saint, if you miss out on that, you will face the consequences. In any profession, anywhere in the world, there are always 5-10% people who would join the profession for their own personal interests. Let me ask you a question regarding this. I'm talking of the first officially recorded kidnap case of this world when Ravana lifted Sita. The first official kidnap recorded. Now my question to you is, listen carefully. The person who kidnapped Sita ji in the Ramayana, was he a demon or a sadhu? Feel free to speak out. Was he a demon, the person who lifted Sita, kidnapped Sita, was he a demon or a sadhu? Demon in the avatar of a sadhu. He was a demon, but he wore these clothes. From that day, people came to know that these are the best clothes to cheat the society. From that day, people came to know that these are the best clothes to cheat the society, and people are doing it. Sometimes people committing triple murders in some state, they come to Gujarat and they make a small shrine somewhere and they start worshipping it as a pujari and they sit back. And see, blessings are such things that if you bless 100 people a day, 10 of them are going to come out right. You are not concerned about the rest 90. मेरे पास 100 लोग आए, सबको आशीर्वाद, चल तेरा धंधा अच्छा चलेगा, तुझे नौकरी मिल जाएगी, तुझे पैसा मिल जाएगा, तेरे भाई के साथ जो झगड़ा है वो निपट जाएगा, तेरे संतान नहीं, 15 साल शादी हुई, संतान हो जाए, ऐसे 100 आशीर्वाद में दूँ तो 10 तो वैसे भी फलने वाले, वो तो आपसे भी होता है. मतलब क्या? Those 90 to whom I blessed and it did not incarnate, I am not concerned with them. This 10 will become my disciples. This 10 will tell their stories to another 10 people. अरे यार 15 साल से संतान नहीं होते थे, शादी के बाद इनके आशीर्वाद से हो गए, चल मैं ले जाता हूँ. This is how it works. Now, coming to the point, that if your guru fails you, how can you maintain your steadfastness? Before selection of your guru, before you started your job at Jio, before you accepted the appointment letter here at your place, you had certain basic thoughts in your mind about salary, about working hours, about the profile, about the table, everything. So before accepting a guru in your life, if at all you wanted to have a 5 paisa partnership with somebody, you would check 10 parameters. In the same way, when you listen to a saint or you put your head at his feet, check 10 parameters in him. If you don't check and just go by blind faith, there are chances that you will be betrayed by your guru. Because they were originally demons in the form of sadhu incarnate. Simple. They had decided to wear this to cheat the society. So there are parameters you check. The first parameter to check a saint is that he should be following 8-fold celibacy. उसके जीवन में धन का संपूर्ण त्याग होना चाहिए. उसके जीवन में अष्टांग ब्रह्मचर्य होना चाहिए. अगर कोई साधु सैफरन क्लैड हो, व्हाइट क्लैड हो, ब्लैक क्लैड हो, येलो क्लैड हो, जो भी क्लैड हो, if he touches money and keeps money, has a bank account, he is not a tyagi. If he owns the slightest of land, 1 square inch of land in his possession by his name, he is not a tyagi. We in BAPS, we all saints, we don't have bank accounts. We don't touch money. We don't keep money. I've been talking since 26 years on national and international platforms. I don't charge a single rupee for my talks. Never. This is my selfless service to society. Second thing is this, he should have Ashtanga Brahmacharya, celibacy in his life. If after becoming a tyagi, that is a saint, if he maintains any kind of relationship with the other gender, there are chances of all spoils in life. जो हम देखते हैं, जो मुख्य कारण है behind bars जाने के, मुख्य कारण यही है. Because at your workplace, now you have to maintain man-women relationship dignity at your workplace also. We all believe in a free society. I also believe. I'm also a man of science. I did my engineering way back in 1991. I could see many young faces here. Before you people were born, I finished my engineering. In 1991. I think half of you were born after that. I'm also a man of science. I believe that there's a free world, everybody has a chance to, and everybody has the right to all the resources. So man and women should get literate together. They have all the rights to get fully educated. Man and women must work together. They can come together, make good teams together, pull in their resources, and come out with wonderful projects and work. But you have to maintain your dignity, you have to maintain your discipline when it comes to relationships, even at your workplace. I tell to corporates that a single, simple handshake can prove dangerous after 6 months. And that is the Me Too movement. A simple, oh, we are forward, we are cultured, we are living in the 21st century, and there's a free world. And this simple handshake with this thought process can prove dangerous after 6 months. From a cabinet minister to a CEO of a giant e-commerce platform in Bengaluru, everybody had to put in their papers. This is just the tip of the iceberg. ये मी टू मूवमेंट है वो टिप ऑफ द आइसबर्ग है. इसलिए मैं कहना ये चाहता हूं कि डिसिप्लिन आपको भी चाहिए. तो हम तो समाज को सही रास्ते पे दौड़ने वाले हैं, तो हमको तो ज्यादा डिसिप्लिन चाहिए. तो ये मी टू मूवमेंट ये है, वहां डिसिप्लिन थोड़ी भी तोड़ी 10 साल पहले, 20 साल पहले, 40 साल पहले बाहर आती है ना. ये तो जिनके नाम बहुत बड़े उनके नाम न्यूज़पेपर में आते हैं. एक बड़े नाम के पीछे 10-15 नाम तो ऐसे ही चले जाते हैं. हाँ, ये मी टू मूवमेंट में. और ये मी टू मूवमेंट स्टार्ट हुआ, उसके बाद मैंने बोलना चालू किया इसके बारे में इन माय पब्लिक स्पीचेस. आई हैव पुट एन वर्जन टू इट. आफ्टर अ फ्यू इयर्स आवर जनरेशन विल सी द C2 मूवमेंट. वो क्या है मैं आपको समझाऊं. आपने किसी के सामने देखा और वो व्यक्ति ने फरियाद की कि ये जरा दृष्टि बुरी थी, तो वो तो कैसे प्रूव हो सकती है? एनीथिंग दैट इज नॉट प्रूव्ड लीगली, द पर्सन कैन नॉट बी पनिश्ड. लेकिन सब सीसीटीवी कैमरा तो सब जगह पे पब्लिक प्लेसेस पे है. टुडे लंदन इज द ओनली सिटी इन द वर्ल्ड विच वेयर एवरी स्क्वायर सेंटीमीटर ऑफ पब्लिक प्लेस इज अंडर सीसीटीवी. ऑल द सिटीज विल फॉलो. हो जाएगी 10-15-25 साल में सब सिटीज, द टॉप 250 सिटीज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड विल बी अंडर सीसीटीवी एवरी स्क्वायर इंच. तो वो व्यक्ति ने फरियाद की कि ये बुरी दृष्टि से मेरे सामने देखा. सीसीटीवी में तो आपके देखना तो आ गया, कभी देखते थे उसके सामने, ठीक है, ऐसे ही देख लिया. बट देन दिस IT पीपल विल मेक 20-25 काइंड्स ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर विच व्हेन अप्लाइड ऑन दिस CCTV नजर पता चल जाए कि ये दृष्टि बुरी थी. IT people will do anything upon this earth. You just can't imagine what they will do. They can do anything upon this earth. So they will make such softwares. कि ये 20-25 सॉफ्टवेयर लगा दिए इस CCTV कैमरा की ये फ्रेम पे, जो फ्रेम थी, that will come out with a big red line. बहुत बुरी दृष्टि थी. The software will generate the output और आपको जेल होगी. ये भी आएगा. तो मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूं कि आपके वर्किंग कलीग के साथ या सोशल कलीग के साथ भी डिसिप्लिन बहुत ज़रूरी है. फिजिकल, मेंटल, इमोशनल तो आपको ज़रूरी है, तो संत को तो उससे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है. बिकॉज दे आर द प्योरिफिकेशन सिस्टम ऑफ द सोसाइटी. इफ दे आर नॉट 100% इन देयर कैरेक्टर, व्हाट आर दे गोइंग टू गिव द पीपल? इफ आई एम नॉट 100% प्योर फ्रॉम विद इन, माई वर्ड्स विल नॉट इफेक्ट यू. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was just 5th standard pass, but he was so pure from within. And that purity of his heart created this huge BAPS organization. एक बार किसी को बात करते थे व्यसन छूट जाता था. एक बार किसी को प्रमुख महाराज बात करते थे कोई कुआदत छूट जाती थी. क्यों? That the power of character from within, tremendous power. I will take just 1 minute more for this question. Winston Churchill, the wartime Prime Minister of UK, who gave this symbol, V for victory, in the World War II, when Hitler had sent 300 warplanes on London, carpet bombing on London, whole of London was on fire. At that time, to bring back the spirits of the Britishers, he gave this symbol, V for victory. And The people responded to it well. Such a powerful prime minister, but he used to say that I can kill 100 Hitlers, but I'm afraid of that half-naked fakir of India, that is Gandhi. He used to tell in the convocation day of the ICS officers, who are now IS, the ICS, Indian Civil Services, that now you will go in India, because the age of 25, 28, they were ICS officers coming to India as heads of provinces. A governor sitting in Mumbai would control Mumbai and whole of Gujarat. 25-year-old boy is now the provincial governor in the British Empire. Tremendous power, execution power that he held. Churchill used to tell these young, dynamic personalities, okay, now you are going to India, you will be sitting as governors in powerful positions in big, huge provinces. You can do anything you want, but don't do one thing. And they would say, what? And Churchill used to tell them, don't talk to Gandhi and Sardar. Why? And they would say, why? And Churchill used to say that these two people are such pure in their character. They live such a high ethical life that in a 10-minute conversation with them across the table, they will throw a blank paper on your face and command you to sign it. You will sign a blank paper. They will write the text after that. Character has this power. And that we saw when Sardar Patel passed away. He had only 725 rupees in his bank account, being the deputy prime minister and the union home minister of the country of India. Just 725 rupees. So a 22 crore statue of unity of his. ऐसे नहीं बनते. ऐसे बड़े स्टैच्यू ऐसे नहीं बनते. कोई फिल्म स्टार का नहीं बनता, कोई पॉलिटिशियन का नहीं बनता. रियल स्टेट्समैन का बनते हैं, जो कैरेक्टर जिसके जीवन में होता है. Just 725 rupees in bank account, so 2200 crore statue. Directly dead. Character has tremendous power. प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज का यह कैरेक्टर था. अक्षरधाम खड़ा किया, ऐसे 4 बड़े-बड़े अक्षरधाम हो रहे हैं. इतने संत हम उनके पास आ गए, इतने हमारे 55,000 का वॉलंटियर फोर्स है. ये सब कैसे आता है? कैरेक्टर हैज द पावर टू पुल ऑल रिसोर्सेज फॉर योर हेल्प. टेक दिस सेंटेंस विथ यू. सो जब आप कोई संत के पास जाते हो, गुरु के पास जाते हो, तो उसका कैरेक्टर चेक कर रहा, ज्ञान चेक मत कर रहा. मैंने अभी 1 घंटा आपको पास बोला, इज नॉट पार्ट, इज जस्ट ज्ञान. हाँ, टीचर हैं, बोलते हैं. कोई टीचर फिजिक्स का लेक्चर 1 घंटा ले लेते हैं, मैंने वर्क बैलेंस का ले लिया. यू हैव टू चेक माई कैरेक्टर. ओनली इफ आई एम प्योर इन कैरेक्टर. कैरेक्टर ये 2 ही बात संत के लिए, धन और स्त्री, इनके साथ वो कैसे निपटता है, वही साधु. रेस्ट आर ऑल डेमन्स इनकारनेट इनटू साधुस. नेक्स्ट.
Final question for today, Swamiji. The question is, I am totally unclear as to what is my ultimate goal in life. My question is, what are the essentials of reaching a phase of clarity?
Okay. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was asked this question by an IAS aspirant, that at the end of life, death is certain, then what is the aim of human life? Pramukh Swami Maharaj, out of all his wisdom and out of all his experience of traveling all over the world and meeting so many people, and out of his nectar experience, the wisdom of the great sages in the scriptures, he said, the purpose of human life is 5 things. The goal of life, ये 5 गोल्स है जीवन के, मनुष्य जीवन के ये 5 गोल है. ये प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज जी अपने अनुभव से बताए. It is according to the scriptures, according to all the great personalities upon this earth. Thinking repeatedly of these 5 things will give you the clarity of it. First thing, सबसे पहली बात, goal of life. First goal of life, आपकी जो सांसारिक जवाबदारियां हैं वो आप बराबर निभाएं. As a father, as a brother, as a son, as a sister, as a wife, as a daughter, as a neighbor, as a relative, जो भी आपकी सांसारिक जवाबदारियां हैं वो बराबर, एकदम बराबर आप निभाइए. That is your first goal. Total 5 goals. First goal is this. Second, आपका जीवन निर्व्यसनी और पवित्र रखे. From de-addiction to character. आपका जीवन पवित्र हो, शास्त्र के अनुसार वो आपका जीवन का ध्येय, तो आपको सुख रहेगा, शांति रहेगी, स्थिरता रहेगी. थर्ड, प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज बोले, निस्वार्थ भाव से मदद और सेवा की भावना हमेशा रखना. वॉट एवर यू कैन डू, wherever you can do, selflessly, some activity, some help, some service, you must do it. That will distress you. Now the doctors in America are officially prescribing 2 hours of selfless service a week to distress yourself. और उससे तो बैक पेन, नी पेन सब चले जाते हैं. ऐसे एग्जाम्पल्स हैं, क्योंकि 90% ऑफ योर डिजीज आर साइकोसोमेटिक. मन अस्वस्थ है इसलिए शरीर में तकलीफ आती है. मन स्वस्थ हुआ तो शरीर अच्छा. तो थर्ड वाज दिस. फोर्थ, भगवान के प्रति श्रद्धा और भक्ति करना. और फिफ्थ, अपने आत्मा का कल्याण करना. तो ये 5 बातें जीवन का मकसद, गोल है. इफ यू कैन स्पेंड ऑल योर कॉन्शियस टाइम इनटू दिस 5 एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ लाइफ, all the goals are well met. It is a well balanced, successful life.